Are probably not back in a big fight, at least for a little while.
It'll be interesting to see what effect Buddy McGirt has on Sechew Powell. Powell mentioned the thing that he loves the most about McGirt is that he communicates with him extremely effectively. And Lennox, you talked about the conditioning. You felt that he ran out of gas a little bit at the end of the Uma fight.
You know, the main thing, he realized that himself and wanted to do something about it. He realized that being a top fighter, you have to be in great shape, and you know, he made some steps towards that.
Smith more of a counter puncher, so expect Powell to try to engage first.
See, at this point, you know, I don't know, that seemed like a knockdown to me.
Eddie Claudio waves it off, says it's a slip.
I thought it was a slip. Almost as though a punch landed as he went down, but I thought his feet got...
I thought he got punched and he went down. So, you know, the replay is going to have to show that one.
Well, Powell with a nice right hand there, temporarily shifting Smith off balance.
Powell's doing the right thing, which is, you know, stalk his opponent. Should let his jab go a little bit more, double jab, because, you know, Smith is just standing there, he's waiting the counter punch, and that's a mistake.
You saw a perfect example of that. Smith with the long right to the body, and he doubles up with a right hand.
You got to give guys a round or two to warm to the occasion, but fighting too cautiously is a dangerous game for both guys, because in a close fight, the loser will be seen as not marketable enough for television, at least not for HBO fights.
And some fighters need to get hit to fight, you know, or they need to warm up into the fight.
Ishe Smith winding up with two right hands there.
Powell looking for a way in, catching Smith against the ropes. That's what you do when you back up your opponent against the ropes. That's when you let go with your other punches.
Ishe Smith concentrating on the midsection of Sechew Powell with his right hand. Point blank, these guys say they do not like each other. We will see if that manifests itself in the ring tonight. The first of the Schedule 10 in the books. For that supremacy with their feet to try to get their foot on the outside.
And yet, Lennox, your initial take was also correct. The punch did land.
Yes.
The CompuBox punch stat numbers, the totals in round one. Powell 9 of 41 for 22%. Smith throwing just 19 punches and landing 7. So it's going to have to be a bit more active.
Smith reminds me of an old-time fighter. You know, that Jersey Joel cock type of movement, shaky movement where you roll and come back with a punch.
Nice counter left from Ishe Smith. Sechew Powell comes right back from a long left of his own. Smith says he was cast as the villain on the first series of The Contender. And while he enjoys the notoriety that he received from being on The Contender, and Max, as you pointed out at the beginning, it's not what he wants to be known for. He wants to take the next step up.
And you know, Ishe Smith's the kind of guy who says what's on his mind, and when a professional athlete does that, the media likes it, but the fans tend to think of him as a bad guy, a guy who runs his mouth. Thing that's great about sports, there's an objectivity to it. You might want the bad guy to lose, but you know, if he wins, there's not a lot you can do about it.
1,600 fans or so jam-packed here at the Hammerstein, getting a little itchy. This bruise starting to cascade.
You can tell Sechew Powell, doesn't really waste too many punches. He likes to connect. He likes to get his punches in there.
What do you think about that, Lennox? Should he let the hands go more?
I think at this stage he should let the hands go a bit.
It looks like there was a headbutt.
Let's go. Time in.
Referee Eddie Claudio says, "You're okay."
You see, at that point, Powell had the situation where he could have took advantage of that situation and keep on throwing punches, but he stood still. He waited for the referee to jump in there. At that time, you shouldn't really do that. The game is protect yourself at all times. If you see an opportunity like that, you seize it.
You know, strategically, when a southpaw fights an orthodox fighter, it's a battle of who can plant their lead foot outside the other guy's lead foot. Powell's been doing a better job of that throughout this fight so far. And because of that, he should usually have tactical advantages. You see right there, Smith planted his outside foot outside of Powell's, his lead foot outside of Powell's, and had a tactical advantage and used it.
He did it good, but he only threw two hooks and then he got out of the way. He's really looking to land that straight right hand.
And they both loaded up on power shot.
Before appearing on the Contender, Ishe Smith, he earned $11,000. That was his biggest payday. Came against Randall Bailey. And Smith has only fought 16 competitive rounds over the last 2 years. His last fight was a first-round knockout, and then after going 3 fights of 5 rounds, he went 10 rounds after that.
You know, it's not that this isn't high-level stuff. It is. They're both fighting with a lot of skill. And it is starting to heat up. But Powell, talking to him today, sounded as though he was going to fight with a little bit more passion than this and assert himself a little bit more, though he's doing well, than he has done so far.
I mean, you can tell the punches he's throwing, he's throwing them with some disdain. He dislikes his opponent and he wants to prove that, yo, dude, I don't like what you've been saying about me, and this is where I get you back.
Powell with the lead left hand.
See, Powell's got a great jab and definitely should use it a bit more. While he's on the ropes, he should use it. He should use it all the time. Just give Smith something to worry about. Smith looks like he's just waiting for that one punch to land that right hand, but you know, you need to do more to really set up that right hand if you want to land it.
Lennox, when he goes, when he uses the right hand, he makes a point to head down to the body.
Well, you know, he does that, but it seems like he's winding it up as well.
I think Ishe is fighting better in this round.
Oh, Ishe just got hit with a good combination.
That's right. Powell got him with a left hand, and now Smith in the corner, and Powell starting to let his hands go.
Yeah, as I said that, Ishe got caught with 2 good shots.
See, Ishe's got a style where he's got that left hand down. He's inviting you to throw a punch so he can roll and come back and throw his right hand.
And in fact, we've heard Buddy McGirt tell Sechew about that in the corner. He's looking to do just that, so be aware of it.
Sechew Powell goes from fighting Kasim Uma, who has one of the highest work rates in the sport, period, to Ishe Smith, who's a counterpuncher, who has a much lower rate of activity. All right, still to come.